You know, sometimes people ask me, why do you call your channel Ferrigno Freedom? And originally it was just because I switched it from the name Ferrigno Gaming. I didn't know exactly what to put for the end, but I knew what I was looking for. I was looking for freedom. One of the freedoms that I'd like to talk to you about today that is truly amazing to realize is health freedom. Let's talk about it. So I'm here making another ribeye for lunch today. And I just thought I'd come and talk to you because got the day off to a bit of a weird start. Really, it's kind of funny. Yesterday's events have cascaded into today's events, and I'm sure that you guys have been through something like that where you got behind yesterday puts you off for the rest of the next day and so on. So I'm cooking that for 23 minutes at 450 degrees, preheated by the way. I'm going to flip it halfway through. But you've experienced that where your previous day will, if it gets out of alignment from your routine, it can really throw off your routine for the rest of the week. Because my routine is pretty simple. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, I'm exercising by 5, recording for the videos, get all of that stuff done by 7:30 to 8 o'clock at the latest. 8 o'clock to roughly 8:45, I'm in a Bible study and prayer with my family. After that, I'm right off to work. And then after work, I'm right at 5 o'clock in the evening. I go right back into editing the video that I worked on in the morning, and usually trickle off into the evening before I go to sleep with maybe a little bit of time watching some television or spending some time with the family playing a game or something like that. But yesterday, because I had to be at work so early, I wasn't able to get my walk in, and because I got back so late, I wasn't able to get my editing done. So I was able to get up this morning early and do that editing, and then I of course had to hurry up and get through my workout. So this is me rushing through my workout this morning. The cool thing about that is I didn't realize that I could get all of my push-ups done in 20 minutes time. Because what I've been doing is doing my sets staggered by about 10 minutes from start to start point, 10 minutes in between. And I found that 10 minutes was good for me hitting in the high 20s each time. But this morning, because I was in a hurry, I did my first 3 sets together as one set. I did 30 and then 5 Superman stretches, and then I think it was 15 and 5 and 16 and 5. So it was a little less because I was having a hard time after that first round, but I was doing them all back to back. Then I took about a 5-minute break, and I came back and did another, or 5 minutes after I was done with all that, so 10 minutes still from start to start, and did another set very similar to that. I started with 30, and then I'd have to go and look, but I think it was 16 and 15 again, or maybe it was, you know what, I hit 20 the last time. I had to take a little pause after 15 and stretch my back and then come back and finish the last 5, but I did that and got all of my Superman stretches in, and essentially 126 push-ups and a breakup of 6 sets. But this time I broke it up in 20 minutes. Did it all in 20 minutes. That way I wasn't wasting as much time. Usually it takes me about an hour. But I found that actually made me feel even better after I was done working out, because I bunched them all together and really worked those muscles. So I may do that again tomorrow. But anyway, that wasn't what I came to talk about. I just wanted to let you know the challenge is still ongoing, and I'm still hanging in there, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to end up, because I'm not even halfway through, and man, do I really feel it in this area. But be sure to check out my merch shop before you leave today. I've been putting together these designs for the carnivore community to be able to screw it, get up and do it. Check out some of the other designs I've got going on right now. Did someone say steak? I've got legalized freedom gear, and I've got new designs on the way. I went to the doctor today. I had to follow up on all the stuff that I've been dealing with my prostate, and I'd already gone to see the urologist. We've talked about that in previous videos. I got a clean bill of health on all that issue with the prostatitis that popped up out of nowhere. This is what happened today that really made me have like a click in my brain. Now, since we've moved here to Florida, I haven't had a regular doctor, so I haven't thought about this. But now that I've seen a doctor for this issue, and I just had my final appointment, something different happened that hasn't happened in about 20 years. And that's when I left the doctor's office. The lady said, "Do you need a follow-up appointment?" And I thought, well, of course, don't I always need a follow-up appointment? It hadn't dawned on me that I only need to have a follow-up appointment if I've got to go back and ask for written permission to buy my drugs. But I don't buy drugs anymore. I don't need those things from the pharmacy that I have to have a doctor's permission to have. That was an awakening, because when you become an adult and you've had any type of medical issues, which I had several as early as my 20s, you get used to being on certain medications. And then you get used to, you've got to go back and see the doctor or you're not going to get your medicines refilled. And even when I was running the retirement home, I realized we got to make sure we got the follow-up appointment or we're not going to be able to keep their medicine going. It was always about keeping the medicine going all this time. And I knew that since talking about this. I had realized that the medicine industry has just gotten out of control with all this stuff. But the realization that came, I don't have to come ask for permission to maintain my health. I'm leaving today having found that my issue was resolved. They didn't do anything to fix it, but that's a whole nother topic. But the bottom line is, I'm in charge of my health. I'm the one that's in control. I don't have to ask for permission of how to be healthy. That's freedom. And that's what I want for all of you guys. I want you to be free of the things that have claim over your life. The foods, the drugs, the bad habits, the things that we think we need to get through each day. But it turns out we don't really need those things. If we're using this to take care of this, then we don't need those things. We can start putting the clean in, the healthy in, and enjoying the health that you were supposed to have. And I say supposed to have because look at pictures from the 50s and 60s. Everybody looks a lot healthier than the general public does these days. Now granted, there are some health nuts out there that look great, but when I go around in the general population these days, we don't look all that good. It's not a matter of aesthetics. It's simply a matter of recognizing that we are not taking care of ourselves anymore. And we're trusting these people to do the work for us. But they're not there to take care of your health. They're there to make sure that they're paying their bills and that they're not losing their job and that the government isn't shutting them down for not following the practices that they have in place. You're in charge of your health. And when you give it to somebody else whose primary interest is not your health, I don't think your health is in good hands. That's not to say doctors aren't important and don't have a place in the world. But under the current design of the system, we've got to break free. We've got to be able to take control of our own lives. And that's what I've done with Lion Diet, and that's why I encourage you. If you found yourself in a similar situation to what I was, with gut pain and with anxiety and depression and all of the issues that come with that, consider Lion Diet. If you've got inflammation and pain in your joints or any of the autoimmune issues, just look up autoimmune and look at the issues and see if any of those match what you have. This might be the way to go to finding your freedom. And it doesn't necessarily have to be lion diet if you're not in the same boat I was in and as many others were in. But I will say that that's the best way to find out how much cleaning out of your system you need, of all of the junk that has been added to it. Once you get that stuff out, you can find out maybe what you can bring back in that's not bad. That's hopefully, you know, like sugar is never coming back into my diet. It's going to come back in maybe if I make a mistake, but I'm getting much better about that, and I have no desire for it anymore. That grief moment last month really knocked me for a loop, so I'm never going to say never. But the point is, my system is clean of all this stuff now, and I feel better. I don't have a dependency on comfort food to get through each day. I don't have a dependency on blood pressure medicine. I don't have a dependency on any medicine to keep me from feeling like I need to have something fixed here. I don't have a dependency on nicotine anymore when I used to vape. It doesn't make me a better person than you, but it sure makes me feel better than somebody who has all those dependencies. It makes me feel like I don't need those things. And that's a good place to be, because that's freedom. And that's what I want for you guys. And that's why I do this. So, not to mention, I love eating steak. But my point is that yes, I recommend lion diet if you've had any of those issues. Is it going to be easy? Probably not. Even Jordan Peterson, when he mentioned that that's what he was doing, and people asked if he recommended it, he said no, because it's a horrible way to live. It's very difficult to have to deal with all the social nuances and the blandness of eating the same thing over and over. In his case, not for me. I love eating steak. What I'm saying is that there's a freedom that comes with it once you get healthy. So whether it's lion diet or carnivore diet or keto diet or whatever you do that helps you eliminate the garbage from your life, the seed oils, the sugars, the breads, the pastas, all of the starches and the things that you just don't need in your body, but your body tells you you need, whether it's the microbiota in there that are telling you, or it's your own emotional factor, or it's something in your brain that's telling you, like prolactin, whatever it is. Once you don't need it, you realize that freedom. It's like getting out on your own for the first time from your parents' house. You know, when you realize, I don't have to tell anybody what time I'm coming home tonight. I don't have to have anybody telling me what time I got to get up in the morning. Once you realize that you're the one who's in charge and the responsibility that comes with it, I would much rather have all the responsibility of managing my own health than the chains that come with having to follow what somebody else says that they think I need to maintain my health. And really all I was doing was keeping my symptoms to a tolerable level so that I would stay dependent upon them. I want you to be free too. I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be free. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. Now you got to turn to the Lord for that last one. Spiritual is only going to come one way. And as a Christian, I know the way is Christ. I offer that to you as just me sharing my experience, because I want you to experience it. I want you to experience that freedom that comes in knowing that you're in control of your body and your health, and that you can have control over your mental health and your mind, and that your spiritual life can be so fulfilling and rewarding when you have a real relationship with your Creator. Among all the crazy things that are going on in the world right now, I have never had more to rejoice about. And at the same time, I realize that there's going to be a time when people are going to be called on to do some difficult things soon. I know now that I can be part of the solution. And you can have it too. That's the coolest thing, is that I'm nobody special. I didn't do something that anybody else can't do. And I've got tons of stories of people on YouTube here that leave comments all the time about how their changes have done. And I've done a few interviews, and I need to get around to getting those videos edited. Please forgive me. Those of you who have already interviewed with me, you're wondering when the heck it's going to be something out there. But it's coming. I promise. I just want to be able to encourage you guys to press on for another day, because I know how tough every day can be. Every day can be a tough one. But deal with what you got to do today. Just put one foot in front of the other and start moving in the right direction. Make those good choices, and you can really make a difference in your family and your friends, and you can change the situation that you're in. I can't wait for this steak to be ready. I've kind of said everything I need to say, and the steak's not ready. All right, this steak is almost ready. Give me just a minute. I'm ready to eat. I'll see you guys next time.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?